Howdy, howdy! Frosty510, welcome back to Path of Exile 2, and with the imminent-ish, I mean, it's only like, what, a day away? It's not that far away. Imminent release of point 3, the big update, that was after the big point 2, which was the big update, after point 1, which was the big update. Yeah, we got like hopes and dreams is what we have now. So the question is, what are your hopes and what are your dreams? So I'm just going to jump in and talk about what I hope for naively, because I have done myself the luxury of not looking at any leaks, any data mined anythings, no delusions of grandeur or delusions of class releases, no thoughts of paladins or druids or anything of the sort. Purely thinking about my own little niche build, which other people have done a better job of, as you'd expect. But that is the nature of ARPGs, is that someone's always doing it better. But I just want to chat for a second. So first thing first, I'll ask you a question and you can answer in the comments. What do you think will actually be delivered? And yeah, will you be pessimistic or optimistic, I suppose, is the real point. Because number one for me, I think... yeah, the number one problem for me. I mean, let's just go straight into it. Yeah, let's not pretend like it's anything other than optimization on the console. Yeah, I could go back to the main menu and adjust things, but you can see my where is it? Options. So it says I've got 60 FPS and nothing happening, so that's fine. Yeah, optimization on console is an issue. Obviously, I'm on PlayStation 5, so I have different concerns from those on PC. Yes, but I think we can share a similar love of optimization, particularly when it comes to busy games. One of the things I suggested in a different video that I think is perfectly applicable is that perhaps an answer to all of the concerns people have when it comes to Path of Exile 1 and 2 and any ARPG is just special effects visibility. So you can possibly, I know this won't be implemented, but I just want to float it out there into the ether. Maybe we can jump into a map. Do I have a freaking map on me? I do. Let's jump into a map and I'll play while I'm chatting. And look at some of these things. Tier 15 and stuff happening. Now, I haven't played in a little while, so I may be a little bit rusty. Hopefully we don't die. One of the things you can do in Soulstone Survivors, which is a survivor-like, similar to Vampire Survivors, inspired, is you can turn your ability effects down or off. So you can make them more transparent. So if you're casting a fireball, or you're, you know... Oh gosh, I remember now, I play now. Oh, performance is just falling out of wizard. One of the things you can do is you can turn effects off in other games. And I think it is a brilliant idea and it works absolutely exceptionally. Okay, we are going like, we are lagging like crazy. Yes, I am downloading another game at the same time and that's pretty brilliant. Alright, let's just quickly pause that. Okay, maybe that'll help. We'll see. Yeah. Being able to actually see what you're doing. Number one. Now, my hopes and dreams. Number one, Atlas map thing. We just totally turf the whole thing and just copy Path of Exile 1. We can do that. Okay, everything is going so slow. It's alright, I can play, even if I can't see what's going on and I can't see the enemies, I can still play fine, because I know what I have to do in this character. We're going into some... Ah, we got a pearl ring, get out of there. I've got really limited amounts of buttons going on, so I'm going to keep it really simple in this build. But what is this build and what are my requests? This is a companion build, and obviously I've done a terrible job of doing the mirror, but it is what it is. I'm busy talking. And this build basically relies on 2 beasts. Now, one of the big things that is obvious and is exceedingly obvious to anyone who has looked at the companion side of things and investigated is that so we have companion gems. I'll go over to the gems here. So here's companion, I've got a rapid dog. So this thing's crazy rolls, insane. But ignore that. The key here is that someone's reviving beast companion. So it can only be a beast. There are other types of enemies in the game. And when you have the Tame Beast skill, you can see what types they are. So you can look at them and go, that's an undead. And then, oh, there's a beast there. You devils. Oh, we got a wisp here. That's great. Also, a decent league mechanic. Okay. Number 1 request. I keep saying number 1 request, but I think having a league mechanic that's actually a league mechanic would be great. Because I don't think the wisps are... I wouldn't consider them a league mechanic. Yeah, they're not. Like to say it's League of the Wisps is garbage. Okay, we go down to this ring. Is it worth picking up any of this trash? I don't know why I'm picking it up. It's not tier 5. I can't pick it up. Hopefully they finish the tiers. So I want complete I don't want any of this tier shit. I just want the next rarity of item, the name of it, being something special. I hate tiers. I hate it. It's one of the big issues I have with Diablo 4 was when they initially had all that crap, and even when they just called Ancient and all that. Just, I'm sick of the same item but with an extra thing on it. I prefer if they were just their own class of items and they all had different names. And you just knew from the name that it was the one you wanted. You didn't have to look at the freaking tier numbers and all that. But I know that there's the tiers for the mods for the rolls and all that sort of stuff. And they flipped all that, which is fine. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Positive. More crafting, obviously the new league will have that sort of mechanic. I don't know what I'm doing here. So this build is very, very, very simple. Like everything I'm doing with my spells is irrelevant. All that matters is the beasts. And so what one of them is doing is burning everything because it's a righteous fire build. It's basically righteous fire. And it is dying occasionally, but it's dying because of the way things are set up. It's not anything to be worried about though. Because I got a big shield on and I got block and I got stuff. And yes, it could be a little more optimization, but this is a level 93 character that's been around the block. It knows what it's doing. And I know what I'm doing even though I haven't played in ages. It's not a concern. Very basic. This is a beast. It is a... That's trash. Sorry, it's good. Good charms. So yeah, the idea of the Ruby Ring tier, like the Ruby Ring tier 2 stuff, I hate that so much. I hate it. I'd rather you get to a certain level and all the items drop that are of that level that you are. So you never have to worry about a tier below what you are on dropping. So everything will be tier 5, basically, once you get to a certain level. And you're on a certain level map. Yes, I know the higher the map tiers, you can get more chance of that, but I feel like it should be more guaranteed. And the game should still be about trying to get great rolls and things, and it should still be difficult to get good items, but it shouldn't be stupid. Now we're going to Exalted Orb. Wow! Exalted Orb. I could pick up that, but I'm not using that. So, this item here is worth, I think, 10 divines? Maybe more at this point. If companion builds got popular, I think it's worth a lot. So it's 4 to all intelligence, got the allies and presence deal damage and max life rolls, and they're both really good. Could be better in terms of damage, could be 100%, but it's pretty bloody good. And it's got a little bit of spirit on there, so it's nice. Purity of Lightning's not the optimum. You want discipline, purity of discipline. The thing of discipline with the shield would be absolutely ideal, but that is very, very expensive. Everything here is like all res and stuff, and I got chaos damage, which is irrelevant, but evasion rating's always nice. Res. I haven't got the perfect Falconer's jacket. I could have a better one, but this one isn't terrible. So I'm just going to say that this is fine. I know you can get 100 plus increased evasion energy shield. But getting the 58 to maximum is the tricky part. And I haven't got any of the new, like, the added rune things. I just was sort of cooked at that point. This helmet is freaking crazy. The energy shield is not great on it, but it's like tutor skills and cult and chaos. Can't go wrong with that. I got Vile Mending. I've got 3 Dominions. And I got increased armor and spell damage. Because I'm doing no armor. I mean, I got armor there, so it's like, it's not negligible, but pretty much. Yeah, why am I even showing you this? Focus on the damn thing. I don't want to distract you with this build. Yeah. Tier 4 stuff! I don't care about this. So yeah, everything my character does offensively is actually irrelevant. So me doing arc here is totally a waste of time, and I should really just be doing something else, like talking. I should be talking instead of actually playing the game, because my build does all that for me. Both of the beasts have a special ability. I do want to mention it because it is very, very important for the build. Conjures lightning storms, and siphons mana and deals lightning damage. So my Stoneclad Gorilla here is pretty good. It could be better, but it's such a rare role because it's not a common creature to get unique, so you have to do the trials, the chaos trials. I've done them. I think I've done like 200 or something stupid at them, or more. Just looking for the dinosaur, because you get the dinosaur and the gorilla. The gorilla, though, I think is much better, just because it's easier to play. So it has increased area of effect, which increases the righteous fire, which is massive. Like, it's one of the hardest affixes to find with everything else I've got here. Regenerate life means it doesn't die as fast from the righteous fire, which is nice. But again, you can get immunity, so you can get fire res, and that means you go over the cap, 85, and then that means that the beast doesn't die. You can get immunity to it and just be perpetually alive, but it's hard to get that perfect roll. Periodic coal explosions do absolutely nothing, and I would say that that is a dead roll, basically. It's just for posturing. It makes you feel good. And then I corrupted this, and I should not have corrupted it, because I should have just sixed it, because that would have been nice, but I didn't, because I'm stupid, so I ruined a perfectly good beast. It's level 33, because we've got... So this is a tree that, if you look at it, you would think this is absolute dog shit. But we got companion stuff, we got dexterity, evasion, the evasion rate increased. We have the whole dog head. And this is a point of contention, but I think the class I'm playing, I could play any class and do this build. It does not matter at all. The only advantage, of course, is being near here, but you could also be... Like, this stuff here is just me grabbing gems. It's totally irrelevant. Like, just grabbing gem sockets and just getting gems. Buying gems is one of the things... Jewels is one of the things you have to do. Increase damage, increase max life for companions. That's all you have to do. You can just get max life. You don't even need damage, really. But I like the idea of the damage being good. I've got... So this is one of the newer ascendancies they added. So it's the Ritualist, and I get the extra ring slot. I've got Blood Boil, which I think is totally irrelevant. And Life Recovery. Yeah, I could take Blood Boil off and just get... No. Ritual Sacrifice is absolute dog water, and I'm so disappointed, and I hope they rework it. I think Ritual Sacrifice should tell you what buff it is, and then it's fine. But even then, I think it's still garbage. Maximum duration like 40 seconds. It's just not worth even thinking about. The extra ring slot's the only good thing about this entire build. I mean, this entire ascendancy. I'd switch it, but I just don't have the patience. And it doesn't matter. What matters is just getting all the companion nodes, except maybe a little bit of accuracy. It doesn't matter. You get enough, and Righteous Fire things hitting anything. Presence area of effect is really, 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 really important. So getting that on a staff as well would be absolutely amazing, but it is what it is. Minions revive faster if all your minions are companions. This is actually one of the reasons why my build is the way it is. The fundamental core of it. I don't know why I'm talking about the build when I should be talking about the wishlist. It's really important to sell you the context before I go into exactly what my big issues are. Minions revive 50% faster. So they revive so quickly that I just don't worry about. I don't need other things. I don't need skeletons. I don't need any of that other stuff. You just have your companions and you're fine. And they get a chaos res, and all res is fine. That's fine. It's a bit of a weird tree. You do have to go pretty far to grab some of the companion stuff. Like, companions gain your strength, they gain my strength and my dexterity. I don't think it really does much at all. Strength gives them, like, I would say 100 strengths gives you companions maybe like 100 life, maybe less. It's really pitiful. I don't think, unless you were Smith a Katava and you strength stack and then grab companions share your strength, maybe that could be worthwhile. But honestly, I feel like it's very undercooked. There's a lot of stuff about companions that is undercooked, but the build still works fine. I have this though, and I got 3 all tame companions because they added tame companions to the Prism of Belief drops, and I bought it. 10 divines. I didn't get ripped off. I actually got it cheap. Now it's probably cheaper, or not even available, because no one's keeping that. Companions increase life recovery while in presence of companions, so that's increased defenses while you're in. So the big thing is you get defense and you get damage while you're near companions, and that's where the presence area of effect is really important, because if it's not big enough, then you're not near them enough, which means you don't get the defensive bonuses. I get a massive defensive bonus just from them being nearby. I think they're not nearby, so I'm getting cooked. I got a lot of energy shield, evasion. I got a little bit of evasion, not much. I really don't have a hell of a lot of defense, but I don't need it because we have the teamwork of my 2 beasts. So the rabid dog, it has all damage shocks, everything is shocked, and it has siphon mana and deal lightning damage, and it has conjure lightning strikes, and it's got hasted. This rabid dog is a god roll. It is the best rabid dog you could ever get. It is crazy for shock, and if I was running lightning spear, it'd be even better. And the Stone Clan Gorilla's crazy good roll, but I ruined it. But it could have been better. Arc and all that's totally irrelevant. Everything else is totally irrelevant. Focus. I do the expedition, but I just cannot be bothered thinking. Stop thinking. So, for this build, I have very niche concerns and interests. And because of that, all of my criticisms are coloured in that vein. So I want you to take that into account. Apart from saying that the Atlas Tree whole thing can be just changed completely and they can do a whole bunch of different stuff. We're getting, I know, because we all know, we're getting King's March. But whether or not it's going to be the same. I mean, let's just be real. We're going to get the exact same thing. I don't know if I have the appetite to engage with that. So, like, I did in the latest PoE 1 season. I just didn't bother with it. I just wasn't in the mood. But having said that, it's good to get more things. It'll give more choices, a lot more opportunities for crafting. Hopefully, what I want. All right, it begins. How many minutes into the video are we? 18 minutes in. I want beasts. So I want Einhar. Einhar must return. And instead of being a capture rare beast to kill, we can capture them to capture them. And also to mix them together. So to roll them amongst each other. To put 2 different ones of the similar level and re-roll their abilities. So you re-roll all of their modifiers. So you could trade modifiers between them. You could do there's a whole league mechanic basically in this one concept. But the problem is companions being so niche. And I think we could argue that the reservation spirit cost is a reason why they're niche, and also something you could maybe introduce an item that changes it from a reservation to a fixed cost. And then maybe more people will use them. Maybe you still limit it to 1 companion though in that instance, so that way I'm still wagering my spirit when I'm using 2, so I have to have that limitation. I understand you got to give something, you got to take something. But being able to re-roll their affixes, I think would be really interesting as an Einhar mechanic. And I would love that. You could collect modifiers. So you could kill the beast in the arena, and you could collect its modifiers, and then you put them on another beast. And that would be really good because... Oh god, one of the things that annoys me about companions is that I have a limit of 4 modifiers, while there are creatures out there that have like 8. And I'm like, why can't I have a beast with 8 modifiers? You know? And why can't I customize them to be good? You know, why can't I hit the pinnacles? Oh, here we go. 3, 2, right? Not even. Okay, we're just gonna have to roll around here for a bit. I have to stay close to the gorilla. It does a slam attack that's actually not good. I mean, it does damage, but it stands still too long. Oh. Chaos, take the world! I say that when there's chaos. No, I'm not even streaming. Okay. Yeah, I do think more mechanics, more in-map mechanics, obviously. But I think Einhar is a perfect example of an in-map mechanic that you can add with little cost. The red beasts and the yellow beasts, yeah, we can argue about the unkillable red beasts and that. I do think that's reasonable. And then maybe if I can tame an unkillable red beast, I could become like a god, and maybe that will make the companion builds the most powerful build in the game. But, you know, why not? Why not? Why not have it that? You know? Give me a chance. I mean, this build, there's a way to do this build which makes it much, much more powerful. I'm not doing that though, because I don't want to scale. I've done it before, but I'm not doing it again. You can use the teleportation, so resummon. So you can basically teleport the beast around, and then with that you can... I wanted to pick up these mitts. Anything good? Block chance? I don't know why I picked up that. I mean, it's got quality. Yeah. Oh. Where the heck is it? Oh, we got a boss. Good fun, good fun. Yeah, so I do think that release the power, you know, give us more power would be nice. As a companion build. The other option, I mean, maybe, why not 3 companions? Oh, I gotta do this though. I'm not carrying my stuff.
Come on, man. What are you hiding?
I'm so slow, aren't I? Didn't even juice it. Anything good? Maybe. Yeah, now it's just the rabid dog. And then we're good. Boom. Why am I even... What am I doing? Do I have an alchemy orb? I do. Beautiful. I could have used one more Exile, but I haven't got one because I'm not carrying them, which is silly. But yeah, I don't think it's too bad a game. Honestly, I don't think it's without hope. I'll be real. I know we're, you know, there's the PoE one is superior and all that, and it is, but I feel like I feel like there's room. There's room for both. Room for jumping back and forth. Room to get better boss fights. You can improve all of the boss fights in PoE 2 instantly. You just had to reduce the boss health in the campaign. Everywhere else is fine. Campaign boss health, reduce it by 50%. I know they added 50% in the previous update, big update, because they wanted the game to be more like a Souls-like with rolling and intense long battles. But it's just dumb. Because as soon as you oversaturate the player with the mechanic, which is there barely aren't any mechanics, but what little there are, once they've seen them 50 times in one fight, they lose all interest. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. They just need to alter their patterns and reduce the health. They need to concede this battle. If they don't concede this battle, I think the game is doomed to be annoying. But having said that, some builds will surpass it as always. Alright, how do I put down the this one? Gosh. Controls are so weird. We've got pack size. Immune to fire damage. I can't do that. Well, I technically can, but I'm not going to do that. Magic monsters? I don't care. Can I do critical hits? That's fine, because I don't do critical hits. Yes, a build that doesn't do critical hits.
Ready when you
Truly
are.
madness.
Light him up.
I could just... I mean, every build in the game you can just do critical hits and not worry about anything else. Ah! Brutal. I hate this guy so much. Rune dudes are so ass. Why can't I tame them? So back to the types. One of the other ideas I've floated a million times is that you could have different gems. So different skill gems. So you could have an undead taming one. You could have a humanoid taming one, which is what we freaking... They were kept on alluding to when it came to the tactician ascendancy class, that you have a humanoid taming skill, so you could have a humanoid companion. And they never implemented it, even though it's really freaking obvious. They should have done that. And an undead one, which would have balanced out all the problems you have with specters. Every mitigated factor of specters is counted instantly the second you introduce the freaking... Oh, just... The freaking second you introduce the undead taming skill gem, you suddenly... Necromancers rejoice, and they're happy again. The world turns a leaf. Gazzy is happy in that situation, I swear. And I think humanoid for the tactician is... I don't know why they didn't do it. I cannot imagine there's any conflicting... 25% movement speed? No, we can do better. Let me just, was that it? Or is that what it was?
I'll not make the journey home like that.
I won't make the journey home like that. Oh, we've got to defeat the boss. Oh my god, this has been the longest map ever. Just because I'm talking, completely distracted. Haven't played in months. Played PoE 1 League. Got the furthest I've ever gotten. With a build that was, I'd argue, not good. Not good. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think companions... Do you think having alternate tame gems is totally reasonable and should be done in, like, tomorrow? I mean, literally tomorrow? I mean, why not? Why not have, instead of just companions that are beasts, you have companions that are humanoid? I think it really is a no-brainer. Why not tame humanoid? I mean, yes, taming humans is... I can understand that there's sort of a negative implication there. Befriend humanoid. How about we call that befriending them? They're not slaves. I never said that. They're companions. So we get more companions. I love that idea so much. And the undead one. And demons. Tame demon. Oh my god, tame demon would be so cool. And the undead, a lot of them are spellcasters. I think that really complements like skeletons. Oh, it'd be so cool. And you still have the spirit cost reservation thing. So you have that. Yeah, I just think it's so much more interesting. And one of the big things I really want PoE 2 to do is, as Al Kaiser says, and also, I mean, cargo is evil. I mean, he says all sorts of stuff, but what he says a lot is that he wants PoE 2 to have its own original mechanics and things, and not be just taking stuff from PoE 1. But he also says other weird stuff. So it's like, you know, you take a bit of it, the positives and the negatives from everyone in this space. Oh my god, my damage is so bad, isn't it? I do have the plus level on bosses thing. And yes, if it hits me, it could hurt me. So I'm like gonna not get hit. And then maybe I'll put my shield up and like dodge. And It could kill me in that second phase, and I've only got like one thing. It's exactly nice. Okay, so
Itching for a good hunt.
I really just want to open the door. I want companions to be way more interesting, and I think Einhar as a mechanic, league mechanic, should be just a no-brainer. That'd be so cool. And if you had like taming undead and demons and humanoids, I think it even adds more interesting elements. You could have like different NPCs like in his camp that you go to, and there's the one responsible for taming demons, and like if they're a demon that's not evil or something, or like a half demon human hybrid, and they're like they got a whole interesting backstory. And then like the humanoid trainer can be someone interesting. You could do a whole thing with each one of them that you choose which thing you want to focus on. And instead of having just beasts in your map, you choose to have rare humanoids in your map. Or rare demons. I just thought of that just then. I think that's beautiful. So you could have your maps filled with just demons. Or just undead. And then I think... I mean, I don't necessarily want modifiers that increase damage to undead, but I feel like it opens the door to have like a paladin, because then you focused all your damage against undead. And then you can battle undead all the time. I feel like that would add a layer to map customization. It would be pretty... That'd be cool, you know? Ah. I'm trying to get stuff.
Ought to come in handy.
I've got a belt. I don't know why I'm still holding some of this trash. 2 cold spells. In the trash. Oh, why did I drop that? I guess stop dropping that. Yes, navigation and all that sort of stuff on console is inferior. Wildly inferior. Yes, I know that. I know it. But I'm sitting on my ass and relaxing. Oh, so sick. Ah, okay. Controls. Patches of ignited ground. Go to hell and burn. Chilled ground. Extra. Also, the other thing is the maps. Everyone knows this. This is an absolute no-brainer. I'm not even... This is not a new idea. This is not anything super intelligent. PoE 1. Risk versus reward. Simple. You tie quantity, quality, rarity to all your other modifiers. So this should be like the, 150% of each or whatever. You know what I mean? PoE 1 style maps. This whole shit where everything is negative and there's no point running it. It's like, why even bother? Like, why even bother with that shit? Why does it even exist? It's such a dumb idea. It's dumb implementation that it screams. It screams to me how they don't want people to do it. It's like, hey, don't do this map. And it's like, okay. Stupid. There should always be a risk versus reward. You should always be enticed to take a chance. And the second you're not enticed to play the game. It's like telling you stop playing the game. It's stupid. Oh my god, it's so stupid. Why? What is this one again? Ugh, trash. Oh, trash. These are all trash, aren't they? That's the other problem. You could argue enemies in your presence are ignited, deal damage. 100 base fire damage could be used in some circumstances when leveling up. But if you don't get the item at level 16, it's pointless. Minions have increased. Oh, and this is the engraved focus, the one that I need for this build, but I don't. I've already got one and I don't like it. I don't like it. I prefer having block chance, big armor, some energy shield, some stats, some chaos res, some fun stuff. I need better block thing. I'll try to roll shields. I don't even want to talk about it. I tried. Map boss have additional modifier. That's whatever. Okay, let's teleport back to town. After we look at this one as well. Minions have increased maximum life. That's the other one, of course. Physical damage taken on minion death. That's mine die a lot though, so it's kind of pointless. But again, so many of these uniques, they should not show up at this point. I know you can get the reroll thing, and you can get the chance orb, and you can chance orb shit, but I don't agree with it. I do not agree with low level items dropping in high level maps. I think it's shit, and it just fills the loot pool with shit.
A place to put my feet up.
Okay, so I've outlined my desire for Einhard to return, and for that to be a totally different sort of system where you can choose what kind of rare monsters you want to face more often than not. What you're hunting. You're hunting humans. I think Einhard would be into that. I think Einhard would laugh his ass off and enjoy that shit.
Go on. Hello.
I gotta see if I have the stuff. I know I do, but I just wanna. Do I want to keep this because then I can corrupt it? Maybe. Oh, I gotta promise R1. Okay. Stash. Okay, so what I can do with this, it's not the best rolls because it needs to be maximum max life and then increase minion damage to maximum. And minion resistance are equal to yours. It's not ideal unless I have overcapped fire res, and that's another way you can do the righteous fire thing basically. But it's like, I don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. Is there any other things I had that was unique? We can stash that. I'm not interested in that. Maybe I can't stash it. Rings. Rings and rings. We've got cold res into trash. 22% rarity you could argue you could do something with, but I just can't be bothered. Sign artifact. Black Zone. Exotic coin. Why is this not buddy? Okay. I could chuck it in here. Yeah, I got my own map tab, and I called it the thing. Yes, the joke. We all know the joke. I want to chuck this in here somewhere. My freaking ring thing is full. Frickin' ring thing is full. Oh, we get the chaos. We could just put that here. 18. I know they'll add... Well, I have heard some things, so I'm not completely ignorant, but I have heard about the Trial of Ascendancy. The lab. The Return of the Labyrinth. Honestly, I can understand, but at the same time, I ran a lot of lab in PoE1. And I also died a few times in it because I'm careless. So I feel like it's pretty punishing because I'm careless. But if I wasn't careless, then sure, it's fine. But is it going to add like the freaking alternate gems and shit? Or the alternate skill gems? Are we going to get all those? I'd like if we got all those. I mean, surely we should get all those. Surely I have a chance up so I can run something. I don't. Pitiful. Yeah. Recom, I think I would rework Recom entirely. What I would do is increase the cost of the artifact. So you don't need to... So it's not like 20. I'm going to stop doing that. Instead of it being like... where is it? Yeah, instead of it being 20 to reroll something, it's like 500. And the chance to succeed is like 95%. I would prefer that. I would prefer, in a world where recomming is actually appreciated, that the cost is the artifact. So that you farm... Like, look at me. I've got freaking 1,000 of this shit. Maybe less. But that actually is the point. You farm so much of it that, say, you could maybe offer to spend more Broken Circle artifacts to increase the likelihood of the recom succeeding. I know this would be brokenly overpowered. I think that's fine. I think it's fine. For someone who succeeded with this weapon here to get a perfect recom, increased max life, plus 4 minion skills, plus 88% increased damage, all of that together with a 2.37% chance, I think it could be better. I think it could be more you just leverage. You put more and more and more Broken Circle artifacts, you offer more of them, you get a better odd. Yes, it's probably going to make the game way too easy for people who are really good at Expedition and all that. I'm more than happy with that, because people deserve to be rewarded for their hard work, rather than rewarded by getting an RNG that's the same as everyone else. I think that's bullshit. If you put in extra work, you should get extra reward. And that's the whole point of Path of Exile. I mean, that's the whole principle of the game. You get extra work, extra knowledge, and extra reward. And of course, those people are going to thrive anyway, but I want to see them get rewarded properly. And I want, like, the average player to go, I know how to do recom. I just get more Broken Circle artifacts. I can do one big one. Maybe they won't be able to do, like, 7 or 8 of them ever. They'll only do a couple, because they won't need to do more, but maybe they'll be like, oh, I could be tempted to do another expedition to get some more. I want to get some more. I want to do some more logbooks and farm some things. I think it boosts Expedition a lot if the recom makes more sense, basically. I need, like, timestamps in this video. Alright, what else? I want to double rewards from disenchantment. I think early on you should get rewarded more, and later on you shouldn't have to worry about a lot of the crafting resources. So I think you should get twice as many shards and transmutation shards, regal shards for your disenchanting, because it should encourage you to disenchant rather than, I won't worry about it, I'll just get to maps and then I'll get farm a huge amount of currency or whatever. I think you should reward people who are early on making extra effort, and that would be easily done by just giving them more shards. And you could say the same for uniques. Or you could argue that any unique that's below a certain level only gives you 1 shard, but once they're level 50 plus uniques, they give you 2 shards. I don't think that's unreasonable. Maybe you agree or disagree. I know they're adding more charm slots. That's one of the plans that they wanted to do, because they wanted to rework charms. Whether we get that in 0.03, I don't know, but it's possible. So I would want them to fix charms, even more so. I want I don't want Diablo 2 charms, but then again, maybe that's the answer. Is the answer freaking fire damage on a charm, like 3 to 5 fire damage on a charm, and then 40 life on a charm? I think it would make the charms more interesting. I know the unique ones that you get from the wisps are actually good. If you can actually get them, they're very rare and very expensive. But I would like charms that are basic bitch charms. 10 life. 50 mana. Something like reserves 5% of mana to give you 500 life. Like, that would be, I think that would be a worthwhile, interesting trade-off, that you could get something like that. Like 200 energy shield to reserve 10% of spirit. Or life. You could reserve life to get shield. Something like, yeah, trade-offs. Trade-offs. Be interesting. You know, there's a lot of different levers that aren't PoE 1 levers that can be pulled to make the game way more interesting. One of the things I'll also talk about, I think jewels, when they're corrupted and then they're done, we need more corruption stuff, obviously. This is a no-brainer here. We just need to do all the crafted, all the jewels currency for PoE 1 they added that makes you able to alter corrupted things. We need all that. We're missing so much currency and so many different things. It's just it's not funny at all. We need way more. Yeah, I mean, I want lots of stuff, but not too much. I do think that items above a certain level should always have a certain amount of charm slots. I don't agree with the level 56 item having 1 charm slot. I think that's absolute garbage. This is a pretty good build, by the way. I think they should be, once you pass certain levels, they have certain amounts. I don't like that it's past a certain level they can roll a certain amount. I prefer a guarantee. Like a level 60 plus, you should have 3 charm slots. I just don't like the idea that you would pick something that has one charm slot. Because it should be that charm slots are that valuable that you just would never. Essences are... I say that they're pretty much... They're pretty much useless. Except for the Thunder Haste one on the boots to give you movement speed. Everything else is worth nothing because it is worth nothing. So I do think a rework of Essences would be on the cards. Yeah, I mean, you could just make them super powerful and just be like, upgrades a normal, a magic item with one modifier. Just adds a modifier. And they would be super strong. And people would use them all the time. And I think if people use them all the time, they wouldn't trade them as much. Or they would trade more of them. It would make them more interesting. Essences are garbage. But, your ultra rare ones are always good. Piss off. I'm not going to talk about the distilled stuff. I think that's... I don't know. I don't have any problems with it. I would only say that I would like, to be able to do it on the rings. And then having 3 rings as a ritualist would mean you're just uber powerful. All this stuff. Yeah, they're whatever. I trade a lot of them. I don't really... I mean, the only ones I'm using here are the presence damage. They added a whole bunch of extra ones, but I haven't seen any of them. I don't really care. Like adding certain ones onto... I'd rather just, you just add resistances. You add armor and energy shield and it's like, yeah, I don't... Chaos res, yeah, sure. But apart from that, there's not enough sockets to be stuffing around like that. We'll get abyssal sockets maybe. I don't know. Abyssal jewels would be interesting. I don't know if they'll do that. I'll just be speculating. Breach rings are completely useless in... Yeah, I think they're absolute dog water. Everywhere else, but in PoE 2 they're awesome. PoE 1 reach rings are so trash. Unless you're just always running breach. It's like... Yeah, but getting a good one, I'm just not going to happen. I'm not going to worry about my breach rings. I'm not even willing to gamble on them. I just can't. I just cannot. Because I don't have many. But it's like... I think they offer interesting stuff. I would love more ring varieties. Particularly fixed rings. So we had the maximum quality. I would like something that's just a totally different breed of ring that hasn't been thought of yet. I'll give you an idea. Focuses on one skill and changes it. That'd be crazy, I know, but honestly, interesting. Merchant sorting, even having merchant priorities of items. One of the things that I've experienced throughout this playthrough as a companion is trying to get minion levels is one of the most challenging parts. Just getting +4 to minions it's not easy. Very rare. And I would check the shop every single time to see if there was... Oh, not you, buddy. You. I would always check the shop, see what we got. We got anything. I would love if this was full. I mean, I don't see a point why she doesn't... Why not fill their entire inventory? It feels like this person, this merchant is particularly lazy. And I'd love to be able to prioritize items from a merchant. Even if it's cost. Like you spend 1,000 exalts to make the merchant only have scepters. Or only have wands. I think that would make merchants more interesting. Merchants are a massive weakness of the game. And that's because none of them are memorable. Maybe Doriani is memorable because you have a boss of him. These people, who the heck are they? I don't care about them. Obviously, there's going to be more acts and more stories and maybe give them some more flavor. Alva, no. Alva's a loser. She just gets knocked out. There's a lot of losers, I'll be honest in this. But it's not as bad as Diablo 4. They're worse. But, yeah. Last things, because I don't want the video to go too long, even though it's already gone too long. Tell me what you think of companions. Do you think that they have a place in the game? Do you think they're just an ornament? Do you think they shouldn't exist? They're too fat? They're too ugly? Do you think people paying minion builds are bad? Because I'll be honest, I like my companions. Because I went through the whole game. I had a whole bunch of... I'll show you all my gems. I got a whole bunch of them, It's cool. Like, oh, why are you doing that? Where's my gems? Got the freaking gem thing, didn't I? Yeah, here. Freaking nearly full. 500 slots on the gem thing is bullcrap. Should be 1,000. So I got a whole bunch of... Look at them. I got a whole bunch of these... All these different critters. But I want humans in these gems. Yeah. A lot of these are not good. I'll be honest. But it's all about the mods. And then the fact that the beast has to be fast. If it's not fast, it's useless if it doesn't move around. But you can get them to shadow teleport around. Which one is it? The one with the shadow teleportation. My crested behemoth. It's a giant dinosaur. It's huge and it does a huge amount of damage. That's how you do this build properly. If you want to do this build, it's Righteous Fire Dinosaur. There's a YouTube video. This other guy thought of it. He's really... It's just like got 130,000 health. So it was 130,000 fire damage per second. It's like something ridiculous. It's pretty strong. But it's just clunky to use. You have to teleport the dinosaur around. I don't like it at all. I've played it, but I don't like it. This one here, this Crested Behemoth with Conjure Lightning Storm, Increased Area Effect, Element Resor, and Period Unleashes Fire is crazy rolls. Like, this took me a lot of effort to find. And the Diatos Boar is just so cool. Carried me through a lot of the game. It has Detonate Dead and Conjure Lightning Storms and it's Fire Res so it doesn't die from the fire, from the Righteous Fire. And it's got extra energy shield. It's freaking crazy. And it does bleed damage with its attack. It's ridiculous. And then some of these other ones are so slow. Like the dinosaur is very slow. The Plague Harvester, The Chimera has Periodic Invulnerability Aura, which is another aspect of this build, which is a totally different way of doing things, which I feel like every hardcore player in the entire game should have a beast with Periodic Invulnerability Aura, and if they don't, they're just stupid, because it gives you periodic invulnerability, like 4 seconds of invulnerability to everything in the game. It seems like if you're playing hardcore and you don't have that, you're an idiot. But what do I know? They're smarter than me. They're doing damage. They're killing everything before it even touches them. They don't need immunity, except, you know, maybe why not? The Quadrilla is pretty good too. That's the alternate option. Honestly, I'd argue the Quadrilla doesn't do the big slam, so it's actually better at times. But proximal tangibility, it's rolls. I'm having good rolls. And I've I checked every single rare monster I ran into in this entire character's journey, and that's what's interesting about companions. The whole point of Tame Beast is that it makes you look at them. It makes you look at the rares and appreciate them and go, what mods has it got? I ran into this beast. It's got these mods. Will that be useful? Would that actually help this build or this build? And it makes the game more fun. So I want to be able to not just tame beasts. I want to be excited to see every rare in the game. Undeads, demons, humans. I want to be able to look at them and go, oh, they could join my team. And that'd be really cool. It's a no-brainer. Spread the love. Let me tame all the beasts. All the demons and the undead and the humans. Befriend all the humans. It drives me wild. It's like, this is 1/4. 1/5, because I think there's another type. 1/5 of a beautiful, amazing concept. And I hope it gets fleshed out and is not left to rot. So that's the whole point of this video, is to say, don't let it rot, GGG. We can do some cool shit. Maybe not in this update, maybe in the future. But I want them to see that they have created original ideas that are interesting and they can flourish. They don't have to they don't have to relegate everything. They don't have to just copy PoE 1 stuff. I don't mind that they do, but at the same time, they can do more. Ghost Dance is great because the other one got nerfed. They'll probably nerf Ghost Dance. I'll be real. It's going to be nerfed. They're going to nerf all of the auras that are actually useful. Arc. I think Arc is trash. I mean, a lot of spells are trash when you don't have an actual build designed to help them. So everything I do in this character is not so good. So if they add new weapons, I'll just try them out and use companions. Blood Ball needs a rework, but I'm not going to go into that because it's a bit too long in the video. Look at my spear stab for my secondary weapon. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about. I want more interesting support gems. I want more trade-off support gems that apply to more skills. Because I do feel like there's a lot of support gems that don't actually work. And they say they work, and they don't work. So they work with another support gem. If you don't have the other support gem, they don't work. But they'll say that they work. And it's like, I'd rather you say you work when you work, rather than when you... I want that as an option to put in settings with supported skills. To be like, I'll support that skill only when it has this thing. So I don't want to be confused and be like, oh, we could do, you know, some other shock stuff. But if we don't have anything that shocks, we don't have a lightning infusion on a regular skill, like a spear stab, then it's like, oh, you're saying I can do shock, but then I don't have any shock on there. It's like, but maybe you do. On your weapons stats, it's like, there's all this room for, I think, ironing things out a little bit better when it comes to support gems. But also, so many of them are just, yeah, just mid. I just want more, like basic shit too. Because the problem is, a lot of the monsters modifiers are way more interesting than any support gems we have. Like Hasted. Why isn't Hasted a one for your supports? And you just get boost of speed on your auras. Like, yeah. All damage shocked is crazy. Why isn't that a mod? Commonly found on things. Or rarely. And like Conjure Lightning Storms is insane. Siphon's Mana dealing lightning, that's freaking insane. There's some insane stuff. The beasts and the enemies have so many insanely cool things that we don't have access to. And I feel like the game is lesser for it. Same with PoE 1 in that regard too. But that said, PoE 1 gives you a lot more stuff, so you don't have to worry about what you're missing out on. PoE 2 does not give you enough stuff. And that's why they're going to add more stuff in point 3. And blow a soul away, add the Druid, add the Paladin, add the Demon Hunter with the dual akimbo crossbows. Add more ascendancies. We got to get more ascendancies. We got to get like all of them, you know? All the ones that they say they didn't add, but then they deleted from the thing, but then they do that. The same thing with them. I want all of the things, and it's just coming out soon. I'm excited. Are you excited? Tell me in the comments. What do you think? Do you think companions are worthwhile? Do you think they're stupid? Do you think they're trash? Do you think I should play minions because minions are superior? What do you think? What do you think of the nodes? What do you think of them? Should be doubled? More life? More defense? While near the present saver effect, reduced reservation stuff, the flasks, life recovering flasks and flash to minions is actually, companions is actually really good early on. It keeps them alive. But later on, you don't need to worry about it at all. Do you think they're too far apart? I think they're really far apart, and they shouldn't be that far apart. It's not fair. I feel like we're getting I feel like we're getting bullied here. It's not fair. They should all be closer together. I'm just thinking about how I'm going to get here from everywhere else. All right. My voice is going. Okay, so. Yeah, let's go back to the menu. So, the new 0.3 update is dropping soon. I've complained and crapped on. Reciprocate in the comments, please. Tell me your vision. It's 1 day and 5 hours away from the Twitch event, but not the actual release of the thing. Or is it at the same time? I don't know. Also, watch their videos. We'll hear them say they're going to nerf everything that's useful, but at the same time, they'll add new weapons, daggers, and swords, and flails, and fishing rods. Season of fishing. But, we'll see what happens. This has been Frosty Fire 10 with hopes and dreams and wishes and stuff, with the context being my companion build, which is the build I've played a lot of. Tell me what you think. Did you play companions? Did you find them interesting? Did you think they're annoying? Did you not get it? Did you not realize they had periodic invulnerability aura, which is one of the greatest modifiers in the game that totally it totally makes a joke of things. And honestly, I feel like all the bosses were designed around the idea that you have permanent invulnerability for a certain period of the fight. It is what it is. It's all weird. But maybe it gets better. One day, Path of Exile 2 will be better than Path of Exile 1. I say. One day. Maybe. It's possible. Anything's possible. Alright, there'll be more stash tabs though. Alright, it's been Frosty. If I didn't like and subscribe, catch you next time. Bye bye! My voice is gone!